I'm Kurt Shimmers. Every day, fortunes are gained and lost in the financial markets. News, trends, and even geopolitical events shape your financial landscape. Join me and my expert guests right now on Traders Nation. Welcome. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Don and I have got a packed show today. Book author Chris Moschovitis, he's with us here today. We're going to be talking about cyber security. He authored Cyber Security Program Development for Your Business. Okay, we're going to be talking about businesses, large and small. They face this threat today, every single day. It's a serious security cyber threat. We're going to be talking about him, how you can protect yourself, okay? Plus, Don and I got a great list of stocks we're going to be talking about to some huge movers in the data centers, towers, and all that good stuff. So we got stocks, guests, and a whole lot more. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Traders Nation, if you promise not to tune out, we promise not to talk about you while you're gone. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Get Pro Online DVD Trader today. Whether you're an experienced trader or just beginning, you'll improve your skills dramatically. Click on the Knowledge Center button to order your copy today. Traders Nation, delivering what you want when you want it. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Live.
It's on the whole time.
Bringing traders coverage of the markets, solid trading strategies, potential hot stock movers, world-class guests, informative callers, and unsurpassed market chatter for traders to take all the way to the bank.
You guys got some great stuff coming out. I mean, the great station.
Stay on top.
This is always changing. It's always fresh. Something new.
Stay tuned in. Traders Nation.
It's always something to look forward to.
Clearly, you can hear the difference. Traders Nation. It's the Traders Nation Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Forbes, and you're watching Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Don, what's going on out there? So we got some fantastic stocks on our list here today. I mean, I'm talking fantastic stocks. Handsome-looking charts. All that good stuff. Dow's down almost, 375 points in the red here today. But the stocks on our list, Don, don't even know that's going on out there, Don.
Well, there's a reason for that. We picked them, didn't we?
We did.
But in all seriousness, the data center stocks are looking reasonably well today.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that 2018, the data centers in general were a little soft. They all pay handsome dividends.
Sure.
And if you take a look at the ones on our list today, let's take a look at DLR.
Yeah.
And DLR trading in here at around $110. If you take a look at these data center stocks, they are not that far, all of them, off their 52-week highs.
Totally. Yeah.
So that's one thing you got to keep in mind for these stocks. Are they going to move daily? Of course. Are they going to get hit on days like today? They are.
Yeah.
But in DLR's case, Digital Realty Trust, the stock is up today.
Let's talk about that. All right, so what we're talking about here today, first one off our list is DLR, just like Don said, Delta Lima Robert, Digital Realty Trust, currently trading at $110.88, right? 943,000 shares exchanged in hand so far in the trading session. Pretty good, folks. In fact, at this time during the trading session in a trading day, that's like 3 times the volume. Average volume on this bad boy is about 1.3, Don. Charts, look at them. Bring them up. We're up $4 since we spoke about last time. Look at this handsome green candle here today versus yesterday's. Performing well after the earnings report just several days ago. Very, very nice. Looking to conquer that 200-day moving average right above DLR, Don.
Well, all these data center stocks, like I mentioned at the outset, they slowed down a little bit last year because actually over at Microsoft and Google, who are two of their major customers, there was a deceleration last year in the cloud activity. However, having said that, there's no doubt that the cloud business itself is growing in leaps and bounds. And let me give you an example.
Okay.
There's some news out today on another stock that we cover, EQIX, which is one of the big boys in the business.
Yeah.
Now, that stock is trading in here at around $387. It's down almost 1% today. But the point is that they just signed a major contract with Google on a subsea cable link between Los Angeles and Chile. And that is a contract that is going to come online for Equinix starting in late 2019. But the point is, this is the kind of businesses that these companies are on. And Equinox would not be tying up with Google, and for that matter, Google wouldn't be tying up with Equinox if there was not a good look into the future for the need in the cloud-based and the other things that these companies all do. So that these data center companies are here to stay.
Don,
Make no mistake about it.
They know what their needs are going to be tomorrow, and they're planning for that. Equinox is part of that planning. Currently trading at $390.11. 107,000 shares exchanging hands here today on this one. Up $40 since we spoke about it last time. I know it's been a little while, but still nonetheless, $40 is $40 up in the green. It did roll over several days ago, hitting those highs. Looking at support around $375 is trading right here at that 50-day and 21-day moving average, Don.
Yeah. Well, like I say, data centers here to stay, and we can move on and talk about CoreSite. COR is the symbol on CoreSite.
Yeah.
And if you take a look at the chart on that one, not bad. This is another leader in the business, signing on these companies to store the data and all the activity cloud-related. It's down a little bit today.
It is.
This is stock trading in here at around $95.50.
It is.
52-week high, 117.
Boom.
How's that chart look to you?
Same as Equinox, all right? Take a look at COR as a ticker symbol. Bring it up on your charts. Charlie, Oscar, Robert. Looking at some support at $90. Listen, I'm not saying, or Don's not saying, we're not saying it's going to get to $90. We're just saying that if it rolled over a little bit, it's trading right there at its 50-day and 21-day moving average. And if it continues to drop a little bit, we're looking for support around the $90 area. Not saying it's going to get there, but that's where the support level is if you bring your charts up on that. I love it, Don. COR is a ticker symbol for that one. Yeah, EGP, Don. Wow. Look at this chart. Oh, my gosh. Bring this chart up. You've got to see EGP, Echo Golf Papa. We're talking about East Group Properties, currently trading at $107.31. Good-looking chart here. Nice and easy, man. John, stair-step climb. This is a classic stair-step climb on EGP. Don, your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, EGP is another one. Just take a look at the 52-week high.
Yeah.
100, and with all the turmoil that's gone on, the 52-week high on this stock is $8.50, let's say.
Yeah.
And here we have it trading at about 10. Let's call it 107.5.
There you go.
So it's about a buck off its 52-week high.
Yeah.
And many of these stocks are close to their 52-week high. So overall, the data center business, it's not a bad place to be for a very good reason.
Yeah.
These companies continue to grow. And by the way, these companies have to raise money because building a data center is not the easiest task in the world.
No.
Which brings us over to barrier of entry.
Sure.
Not an easy business to get into.
No, it's not. And in fact, there's a lot of resources, capital involved in getting these up and running. And certainly, it's going to grow. This whole area is growing. They're going to have to build those centers out, Don. And it's going to take a lot of capital to do it, all right? And like you said, barrier of entry, difficult. You've got to be in this space. You have to be recognized as a leader in this space, and that's where the money's going to be flowing to for those companies to build out, Don. EGP, once again, classic chart, man. This thing is this is a kind of chart that builds confidence, Don, in the trade. That's right.
Well, we've got a guest coming on. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We've got a guest coming on, so let's talk about security software.
Let's do that.
Which is going to be one of the sectors now that we're going to focus on here in 2019.
Totally.
And we're going to introduce to the listeners cyber software, CyberArk.
Yeah.
Stock symbol is CYBR on that bad boy.
It is.
Now, it's rolling over a little bit. It's trading in here at around $86, but this is one that we've got on the radar now. We want to keep a close eye on this one.
Yeah, totally. Just off its 52-week high, rather. CYBR is the ticker symbol on that one. Bring your charts up. Like Don said, just rolled over a little bit here today. Just hit its 52-week high. So, listen, Don, a little bit of selling is going to go on. That's okay. We're looking to find support right here at the $81 level on CyberArk Software Company. And like you said, in the coming weeks, folks, we're going to have a nice list of cyber software security companies for not only for businesses, but also for personal use. Big, huge problem. We're going to be talking about that today with Chris coming up in the next segment. But big, huge problem, Don. And data, Don, cash used to be king. It's not anymore, right? Nobody wants cash. You walk into a restaurant, nobody wants it. You know what's king now? Data. Data rich. If they can get in and get data, that's jackpot to some of these fraudsters.
And then we're also going to be watching one of the ETFs in the sector, and that's Hack, H-A-C-K.
H-A-C-K.
Now there is an appropriate stock symbol.
What a great symbol.
Now, this one is another one that is down slightly off its 52-week high, but that's a basket of cybersecurity software companies. We'll figure out what's in there, and then we'll be listing for our viewers and listeners some of these cyber data stocks they want to keep an eye on. Cybersecurity, we're going to be talking to that guest momentarily, and we'll be kicking it off here in 2019, talking about cybersecurity.
Another big area, and as long as the criminals are trying to figure out ways to steal that data, right, there's going to be companies that try to prevent them, right, Don? And
that's right.
It's going on every second of every nanosecond of every day is that's going on worldwide. It's a huge problem. Hey Don, let's move on to towers. We're out of time.
That's okay.
We're out of time, Don. We'll come back. We'll shotgun a couple surprises out for folks.
That's right.
Chris Moschovitis is coming up next with us. We're going to be talking about cybersecurity program development for businesses. Okay, companies large and small. They're facing this threat every single day. We've been talking about that. We're going to find out. We're going to let you know how you can find out to protect yourself. Stay tuned.
Traders Nation salutes America. Stay strong, stay proud, and stay in the green with us. Traders Nation live, bold, and packed for profit every weekday morning.
Traders Nation, live, bold, and packed for profit. Sign up today for our weekly HTML newsletter and check out the Traders Nation store for products to enhance your stock trading day. Traders Nation, what you want, when you want it. Traders Nation.
Hey, Jeff Carlisa here from 38 Special, and we're rocking it up right here with Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us here today Chris Moschovitis. He's author of Cybersecurity Program Development for Business, the Essential Planning Guide. This is the stuff you need to know. Chris, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So companies, Chris, large and small, they face this threat, okay, to their data, really, every single day. How serious is a cyber threat?
They couldn't be more serious. I think it's the most serious threat we're facing as business people today, and it's the most serious threat we're facing as individuals and also as a country.
Sure.
This is absolutely critical stuff.
Right. So the bad guys, I'm just going to call them bad guys for now. They could be probably 1,000 different names for sure, right? They're literally out there every nanosecond of the day trying to purge and get into our data. That's worth a lot of money to them, isn't it? Millions, if not billions.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's billions, if not trillions.
Yeah.
Organized crime has moved into the cyberspace right now, and there is no question that the reason why they have done that, it is A, easier, and B, safer. There is no need to be running around with guns shooting up people when you can be in some interesting little country somewhere around the world and hacking up Citibank.
Sure. And literally, they could be on a beach somewhere, anywhere. Right. And they could be pinging anybody's account that they wish they think they can get into. Correct.
That's right, and the important thing to recognize here is that they need to be successful just once, versus us who are playing defense need to be successful all the time. As you can imagine, these are not odds that you can play. This is just not going to happen. So if you are the target of an advanced, persistent threat, it's not a question of when, if it's a question of when. You will be hacked. So you got to be ready. You have to plan for this. You got to understand what the risks are. You got to understand the value of your assets, how to protect them, what kind of controls to deploy, and make a reasonable strategy to protect your business.
Right. So having said that, every business, doesn't matter the size, does it? They should have some type of plan in place, not only to protect their data, but if they ever get breached, if you will, what do they have to do after that? Your thoughts, Chris?
Well, they certainly have to have a plan to restore the data if they're breached. There's no doubt about that. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Every business needs to have a plan, no matter how small. And small and mid-sized businesses represent extraordinarily attractive targets, not only because the value of the data that they themselves contain, but they can be jumping places to even bigger and bigger targets. Remember, speaking of targets, the way that they got into Target was by hacking the air conditioning supplier. And they were able to hack the air conditioning supplier, use that as a staging ground to go in and go through all of these kinds of subsystems. So the point of the matter is that small and mid-sized businesses have partners with all sorts of businesses and governments, and by compromising one, you can get a foothold, get information that potentially becomes critical in establishing a foothold to an even bigger and bigger system.
I can't help but ask, do we trust the cloud because they have potentially better firewalls between their data and the bad guys, or should we keep this stuff local? I don't know. What's a good idea here, Chris?
There is no single good answer. Remember that what the cloud is essentially your server in somebody else's office.
Right.
That's what the cloud is. Okay,
Right.
So the cloud has tremendous advantages. It has enabled us to have extraordinary advantages: so scalability, affordability, all sorts of things that you can only get into the cloud with the power of aggregation and the power of flexibility that it represents. So yes, absolutely, moving to the cloud makes excellent business sense, and it is also unavoidable. But you're right, putting it in the cloud creates a very large threat surface area, right? Because it's not just your stuff that's on the cloud, it's everybody else's that's on the cloud. So you may be collateral damage to an attack that's happening on somebody else. Everything is a question of how much is this worth it to you, what's your risk profile, does it make sense to be on the cloud, does it make sense to be on premises. So you have to make an individual decision based on your business about where your data needs to be. Some businesses can't afford even the slightest internet outage. And if you have an internet outage and your stuff is on the cloud, goodbye stuff. You're not going to get to them. So some businesses like to have these kinds of data available to them on premise so they can get to it all the time.
I think companies need to wise up, and I'm sure some and a lot have. They need to really sit down and think this through, as much as they would think their business plan through when it comes to their data and their security. Because years ago, cash was king, but cash is no longer king. Data's king here. So these companies,
that's exactly right.
Yeah. So these companies need to really sit down and think through how they're going to store their data and where it's going to be stored at. So let me ask you, these attackers, what are they after, man? Are they after data? Are they looking after electronically bringing a company down? There's a lot into various things that they could be doing. What are they trying to do?
Well, it depends. There's hackers that are after the money. There's hackers that are after fame. There's hackers that are after terrorism. There's nation states that are after espionage and compromise. So the motives vary. So different businesses represent different, they are under different threat.
Yeah.
If you are a business, if you're Monsanto, you could be the victim of cyber terrorism of eco-terrorists because they think that Monsanto is polluting the planet. If you are a pharma, you could receive the same thing. You're not giving your drugs for free, so I am a social activist and I will hack you and I'm going to release all your extremely expensive recipes to the world for everybody to manufacture for free, and so on and so forth. Those kinds of breaches are billions, if not trillions. Can you imagine if the secret formula of a drug gets released into the black market for anybody to produce, years and years and years worth of development and R&D just got flushed down the toilet.
And there's countries out there that would turn around, rogue countries, if you will, would turn around and manufacture that. They would, right?
Oh, of course they would. They would in a heartbeat. They would manufacture that. And and speaking of rogue countries, don't forget where we are with espionage and compromise of our democracy. I mean, every day it's in the news about what happened with Russia, what's happening with China, what's happening with all sorts of different countries, with Korea, North Korea. Yeah. So there is clear and present danger when it comes to that as well. And part of it has to do with the fact that people in Washington are clueless about this. You have senators talking to Zuckerberg and say, hey, so how do you make money? I mean, it's a 12-year-old kid will tell you how they make money, and the senator is asking Zuckerberg in a meeting how you're making money. That's embarrassing.
I agree.
So we have state representatives and federal representatives that have no idea about this, yet they're trying to pass legislation on this, and we are at risk. And this is the thing that people don't understand. The cybersecurity is not about technology; it's about risk. IT is technology, and IT generates value every single day. Cybersecurity protects value. Those two things are two parallel tracks that we all are riding on. They can't report into one another. And the easy statement that people say, oh, IT is going to take care of that. My IT people are dealing with that. No, your IT people cannot deal with that because that's a conflict of interest. You're asking your IT people to make you money, and then you're asking the same people to protect your money? How's that going to work?
Well, that's a great point, because let's face it, there's probably 1,000 different types of attorneys. I need a real estate attorney. I need a attorney for whatever, right? Personal injury.
Absolutely.
You need an attorney. So each attorney has their own specific areas. Same thing with these data engineers. All right, so we're almost out of time here. What's the best way for companies to protect themselves in the future?
Develop a cybersecurity program, understand what's at risk, deploy controls in a defense of theft strategy, and stay active on this. This is a living program. This is not a checklist. This is not a once and done. This is the new normal. Get with it, protect your stuff, keep moving forward in a safe and pragmatic way.
Yeah. All right, where can we get a copy of Cybersecurity Program Development for Business?
You can get it everywhere. Amazon is a good place, and any bookstore. It's published by Wiley, and it's a great book. Will help you make these things happen.
Yeah, I totally agree. Fantastic book. I think every business, every person should have a copy of this in their library. That's for sure. Hey, Chris, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.
The pleasure is mine. Talk to you soon.
You bet. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are tuned into Traders Nation. I shotgunned right into that, didn't I, Don? Get a copy of Pro Online Trader DVD. We're talking about support and resistance, candlestick charts, pattern signals. Man, and you don't know what we're talking about, get a copy of Pro Online Trader DVD. Get on over there to tradersnation.com today. Click on that More button, and we'll get you taken care of. Hey, Don, where do you want to hit next? Data?
Well,
Towers?
take a look at this, the tower business. CCI is the symbol I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
You got to stop and think here. The market's down almost, 3.25, whatever it is. But these stocks, the tower companies are holding their own here. And once again, to repeat myself, just glance at the 52-week high and low on these stocks, and you'll see that many of them are creeping right back up to their 52-week highs. CCI being an example.
Sure.
Trading in here at around 118.
Yeah.
52-week high is another $1.50 upwards. So.
Yeah. Don, I mean,
they're holding their own.
Don, it's right off its 52-week high. So these data centers and towers are right off their 52-week high. CCI, Crown Castle Internationals, Don's talking about here today. Just bring your charts up on this beautiful-looking thing. Hey, Don, I'm really excited about our new stock list that we're going to be coming out with.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to be talking about cybersecurity companies, software.
That's right.
All that stuff, okay, coming up in additional future editions of Traders Nation. Don, do you own anything we talked about here today?
No.
All right. I don't either. Be sure to check us out on social network sites. And by the way, all the stocks we mentioned today are not buy or sell recommendations. Thanks for tuning in today. Have a great day.